Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Ooh, what's this? This is new.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
I mean, you have to check it out, right?
From the northeast come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting.
Okay. Mists. It's a hard word to say. Is it this way?
Alexander is frozen at the spectacle before him. Robed figures are gathered around a bonfire. Some mystical ceremony is taking place, but as to its purpose, Alexander has no clue.
Brothers, look!
Uh-oh. Alexander's been seen.
You think?
This must be the foreigner we were warned about.
More Tony J.
How appropriate that he should come during
Cat.
our rain festival.
Cat stream.
Place him in the sacrificial cage.
Cat stream.
Wait! I must rescue the princess!
There's an ancient druid saying, a man who would save others must first save himself.
Alexander is pushed into the confining wicker cage.
No, not the bees. I mean, no, never mind.
The cage is swung out over the bonfire.
This doesn't look good.
Alexander starts to feel a little warm. The bottom of the cage is getting uncomfortably hot. Mercifully, Alexander passes out from the heat before the first tongues of flame ignite.
That's good. Oh no, that's pretty morbid.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
That was a bit too hot to handle. Alexander should have been better prepared.
Alright, don't mess with druids, I guess. Mists. Alright, so let's not go that direction. Oh no. Alexander, work with me. There we go.
From the east come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting.
Alright, well, hold up. This is some coal.
Alexander reaches into the fire pit and takes a lump of coal.
And we know people were definitely arguing about coal before.
Alexander takes the scythe.
Alright. I guess that's all I can really do. I can try to enter the house.
The doors to the tree houses are bolted, and Alexander doesn't want to intrude into the private dwellings uninvited.
Yeah, there's not much we can do aside from go back up here, which is still death, so... Let's, leave, I guess? Let's leave.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Let's go to the Isle of Wonder.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alright. Alright, this is a swamp. We can probably get some swamp ooze from this. We need that in a cup, right? So let's get some swamp ooze.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh dear.
You startled me. I was just getting some swamp ooze.
Well, you certainly won't get it there! That's not swamp ooze! That's swamp muck!
Oh.
He's right, you know. But he could be a little nicer about telling you. He's not a very pleasant stick in the mud.
Nobody asked you! Be quiet!
Oh, the trials of being a mere bump on a log.
Yeah, they had to spell that out, I guess.
That's not swamp ooze! That's swamp muck!
What about this?
Shut up! Shut up! You worthless bump on a log!
Goodness.
Oh, the cross that I must bear. Would that I could but avenge this uncalled for abuse.
Well, what about over here? No, not there.
That's not swamp ooze! That's swamp sludge!
Oh, you really won't make any progress that way. He'll hog that swamp ooze of his. You'll never see a bit of it, no.
I'll show you a bit of it! I'll knock your head off with it if you don't stop yapping!
You don't say.
You see how he is?
What about over here?
That part of the swamp is out of Alexander's reach.
Hmm.
Alexander already knows that's not swamp ooze.
What about this?
Alexander already...
This?
That part of the swamp is out of Alexander...
This?
That part of the...
Well, can I please have some?
Perhaps you could toss me some swamp ooze, since you seem to be able to recognize it. I can only reach this bit by the path.
Well, hoity-toity, look who's Mr. Wants so much! You think I got a job here passing around precious swamp matter? You should be so lucky!
He's an utter waste of oxygen. I'd save my breath if I were you.
But what do you think? You seem like a reasonable fellow.
Who are you?
I'm Bump on a Log, and that's my brother, Stick in the Mud. We've had this thing about each other ever since our childhood. Mom always liked me best.
She did not! That is absolutely not true!
What does your mother look like?
He's a bit lazy, you see. He's got the only swamp ooze in the swamp right next to him. But do you think he'd move a finger to help you get some? Hardly. He'd try to brain you with it more than likely. His temper's about the only thing that ever gets a workout, and that on yours truly.
Aww.
Oh, like you've moved at all in the last century! Like you're Mr. Physical Activity!
Just because I can't reach anything, he thinks he can throw gushy swamp matter at me and just say whatever he likes. If only I could turn the tables on that heckler, he might learn some respect. But as you can see, I'm a mere bump on a log and must be content with my lot.
Oh, shut up! You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn even if you had something to throw! Just shut up!
You see how he is?
Alright. Well, what if I gave you some ammunition? This is what we do with hecklers, right?
There's no reason to leave that lying...
Oh, come on.
I thought this might come in handy the next time your brother starts picking on you.
Aha! Finally, old Bump on the Log's not so defenseless, is he?
Hey! Hey! What you doing there? Watch the pulp, would you?
Pulp.
Now, Bumpy, remember all I've given you!
The only thing you've ever given me is mud. Take this!
Well, what kind of mud? Because I need
No, not
swamp
into the
ooze
swamp!
specifically. So it's very important. Nice pitch. Oh no.
Okay, I give up. Jeez, sorry.
Everything just grew arms for this scene.
Well, I guess it's not very pleasant having things thrown at you. I'm sorry.
You mean it? Really? Brother?
Brother!
Stick in the Mud and Bump on a Log, exhausted from the battle, immediately doze off into naps. Rotten Tomato, being equally lazy, decides to join them.
Okay. Well, the important thing is we got our stuff. Can we look at it?
A glob of swamp ooze tossed
Yeah.
during the brotherly fight has landed on the log.
All right. Let's just grab that. We helped him out. We did a good thing.
Alexander fills the teacup with the swamp ooze.
Fills. I mean, there are more ingredients to that. Don't just Ah, whatever. We can just dump it out later. So, oh, there's something on the table here.
There's a small bottle on the coffee table. It bears a label that reads, "Drink me."
Oh, this has got to be good.
Alexander picks up the bottle.
Well, bottoms up, I guess.
Alexander searches the bottle for a clue about the potion inside, but remains unilluminated. Alexander decides to swallow the potion in the bottle labeled "Drink Me" to see what happens.
Do not do this.
Suddenly, his vision fades to black. His lungs become too heavy to breathe. His heartbeat slows. Then beats no more. Suddenly, his heart takes a lurch, then beats strong.
Oh, good.
His chest heaves like that of a newborn.
Oh.
His vision clears, and Alexander feels fine.
Oh,
Phew.
that's probably fine.
For a minute there, I thought, what if someone else had seen me and thought, sounds?
Alright, that's good to know. We have a death potion. A feign death potion. So here's another thing we're gonna do.
The glass bottle is full of milk. How strange for a plant to produce not only milk, but a container to go with it.
You have a point. Oh, the babies?
Alexander gives
cabbages.
one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk.
Baby's tears.
The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Oh no, they're very sad. Let me collect the tears of an infant.
Alexander collects some of the tears in the old hunter's lamp containing the oracle's sacred water.
This is a good thing to do, and not totally psychopathic at all. I'm leaving through the pizza door. Anyway, the crucially important thing is that I have coal. Someone's gonna like that, and then they'll stop fighting.
Your Highness may as well spend her royal time contemplating something else. The lump of coal shall be sent to the Castle of the Crown under my name, and that's all there is to it.
No, it shan't.
Yes, it shall.
If the coal is sent in your name, I shall royally decree a ban on all red on this isle.
I don't think you can do that.
You do, and I shall royally decree that white shall be henceforth used for all mopping up of cabbage stew.
Do you eat?
You wouldn't dare!
Like food?
Oh, wouldn't I?
Oh, it's you! Have you thought of any more of those brilliant ideas of yours?
Yes, I have.
I found the two of you another lump of coal so that you can stop fighting over the one you have.
Oh, let me see. A lump of coal. And what a beauty it is, too. Oh, marvelous. Now we can stop fighting, sister. Your Highness can just keep the old lump of coal, and I'll take this new one.
Quite right. That settles everything.
Yeah, everything's
As a
fine.
token of our endless esteem and royal favor, please accept this magnificent and truly incredible spoiled egg.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Let me see that lump of coal, Your Highness.
It is a beauty, isn't it?
Why, it's bigger than my lump of coal. Let me have it immediately.
Over my dead body, Your Highness. It's my lump of coal, and it is indeed larger and much grander.
Oh dear.
Just look at that sheen.
I demand you exchange with me immediately.
Oh, whatever. Well, anyway, we now have a rotten egg. Excellent.
The spoiled egg has a slightly yellowed shell that bulges in spots from the pressure of the gases inside.
Gross. Can you poke it?
Alexander is careful in handling the spoiled egg. That shell looks ready to burst.
Alright. Well, I guess that's about all we can do on this island. Let's check out the Isle of the Beast. Last we were there was a guy we could not— oh, frogs. Hope they're not, like, enchanted frogs. Oh man, it's like a 1 pixel thing.
Alexander pulls out.
Lewd.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Also lewd. Oh, a raccoon. It was cute. Alright, maybe the pond has cooled off more. It doesn't look like it's cooled off more. Alright, so here's the overly friendly archer. Though our friend appears to have left. Can we have this?
Alexander decides to pass through the gate, preparing the shield just in case.
Doop.
The magic arrow completely shatters
Wait,
the shield.
magic now?
Good thing the arrow didn't hit Alexander.
Oh, whatever. Ah, now he's disarmed.
The archer's bow is empty, his lone arrow spent.
Alright, well, let's just... Actually, what is this?
Flowering rose hedges grow on either side of the path winding north.
That sounds like a nice gift.
Alexander can't do anything with the
Oh, come on.
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
Yeah. Alright. Oop. Well, let's see what's up here.
Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked.
I mean, can we just, like, climb over it?
The hedge over the path is covered with thorns, and its vines are thick and strong. Alexander cannot part the hedge with his hands.
Oh no, it's got thorns on it. Oh, we can't possibly get through that. Alright, well, we have an object that is literally made for cutting through vegetation.
Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose hedges. The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together.
Looks like he's making
He
headway.
sees light. He's through.
Rawr. Wow.
Beast Garden.
That's a
My name is Alexander.
that's a portrait.
I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No. And yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
You must be a prince, then. I know the nature of princes all too well. This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it. I, too, was once a pretty prince.
Oh, he thinks I'm pretty.
Caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rankled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped in shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Wait, 100
Surely
years
there is
ago?
a way off this island.
That's a long
surely.
time.
You broke in, did you not? And yet think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in lo these many years. That is, except for the druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
So I guess
If
the
there's
druids
any
think their
way
thing
I
was
can
stolen
help.
by the winged
Help?
ones.
You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life. By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave, a slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity left.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. Oh, the sorceress left me a way out. But I'm afraid it was only her final bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Casima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you. I personally would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left. If perchance you should... if you think you have found a maid...
I shall give her this ring.
Yes, she must accept it of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers, while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
So, well, first off, that's definitely falling waters. Let's grab that.
There's no time to do anything.
Oh, fine. Alexander's about to turn into a beast! So, yeah. We all know Beauty and the Beast. Robbie Benson starred in it just a couple years ago. But yeah, you actually can get turned into a beast if you wait too long, and I think I'm gonna wait around to sort of see that happen. Because I'm a jerk.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
But not here.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Yeah. Anyway, let's save here. And how are you guys doing? How was your weekend? It's Monday. I don't know how long this takes. It could be like minutes. Full minutes. My weekend was alright. I played a lot of Final Fantasy XIV. I worked really hard to get all this Atma. It basically requires like doing a bunch of little quests in a ton of different areas, 12 different areas. And just kind of hoping that it drops after one of the quests. And it did. I got all 12. And then it was like, alright, that's cool. Now to upgrade this weapon further, you need to get a book. And that book will have like 8 different monsters in it, 3 different dungeons, and 3 different events that you have to all participate in. And they're like all over the place, and it's awful. I hate quests that require running all over the map because it's really inefficient, and it uses up like money because it takes money to fast travel. But yeah, so it's really frustrating, and also there are 8 of these books. And so I was kind of complaining about that in my free company, which is like a guild. And they're like, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're gonna come out with a new like relic quest soon. And I'm like, what? I'm so mad. So I'm kind of mad.
Alexander feels a strange sensation come over him. His skin begins to itch. His head throbs.
Wee, 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 wee.
That's the noise
Was
you
that
make?
the beast you could do?
Womp womp. So this is actually one of, I think, only 2 special death scenes that come up with this black screen instead of the typical like death going through the gates thing. But yeah, beast. All right, let's do the right thing. So, hello.
The girl is too shy and fearful to talk to a stranger, especially a tall, handsome one such as Alexander.
Yeah, I'm tall and handsome.
Alexander has not been invited to pick the family's roses.
Oh yeah, like that matters.
Red roses beautifully cover the top of the house's fence and gate arbor.
So, you like flowers?
That would serve no purpose.
Oh, come on.
Pardon me, maid. I hope you don't think me forward, but I see that you like roses. I thought you might, perhaps, like a fresh white rose.
Alexander can see the conflict in the girl's pretty face as she fights between her distrust of him and her desire for the white rose. The rose wins.
Yeah. Language of flowers.
Oh, I shouldn't, sir, but it is so lovely. I've never seen a rose of white. It looks
Oh, she looks so haggard.
delicate. Wherever did you find one of such a color?
There are many hedges of them on the Isle of the Beast, and they grow together like magic.
That
Oh,
is true, I
truly?
guess.
What an adventure that must be to see them. But I should not speak so, especially to a stranger. Thank you for the rose, though, kind sir.
Alright, well, we gave a gift. That's really all we can do. Can't expect anything in return. That would be, super rude.
Do you live in this house, maid?
Well, my stepmother and her children live here. I live out back in the stables.
Your stepmother? Then you're not a, well, I thought you were,
Oh.
A servant? I am, I suppose. You see, my mother died and my father remarried. He passed on shortly afterwards. My stepmother has no obligation to feed and clothe me. I only try to repay her for my upkeep as best I can.
You know
I
you're an
see.
adult woman.
Is there anything I can do for you, maid? You look tired and hungry.
She
I'm
does.
just fine, sir.
In the original portrait, she did not look this tired.
Tell me, why do you not leave this place?
Where could I go? What would I do? Besides, I don't really mind the work, and I would miss my roses. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't want my stepmother to see me talking to you. She would be upset with me.
Alright. This is kinda weird, but, will you marry
Alexander has a
me?
thought about the serving girl. He decides
Oh.
to bring up the subject
I mean,
of Beast with
The
her.
Beast.
Let me tell you about the place where the white roses grow. The Isle of the Beast is an enchanted place, path running through a deep forest. The path crosses 3 magic blockades, set to keep all visitors away.
Bitches love blockades.
At the center lives a tremendous beast.
Really? Magic blockades? How exciting! What kind of a beast? Is it very terrifying and ferocious?
It is a beast that walks on 2 legs and dresses like a prince. It speaks with the voice of a man.
A beast that talks and wears clothes? How is
Nah,
that
I didn't say
possible?
anything about clothes.
Is the beast magic too?
Not magical, enchanted. Beast was once a prince, but a witch trapped
name
him
is
in
just
the form
Beast.
of a beast and set him on the island. There he lives in a castle in the midst of a maze.
How terrible! Imagine how lonely he must be.
It is a very lonely prospect, isn't it? Oh, I have met him, you see. He is indeed ferocious, but who would not be?
He really exists? Oh, how it breaks my heart. If I could, I would tend to such a beast. Such a beast might find comfort in a kind face. Do you not think it's so?
Sweetie, are you alright?
I think
That's
it's so.
That's not the reaction a normal
I
person
very
would
much
have.
think it's so. You would not be afraid of him?
Afraid? Maybe at first. But how silly of me to speak so. The roses in this little yard are the only magic I will ever see.
I could take you there. In fact, I would owe you my life if you would go. If you truly wish to go.
You are serious? I could leave here? Oh, I have always dreamt of leaving. But to actually go... This is the only home I have ever known.
Home is a hard place to leave, even if you're unhappy there.
But I will go. If I can help him, I must go.
This guy is over 100 years old. Did I mention that? The fact that he's like been here for over 100 years. So that's I don't know.
Is there nothing you wish to take with you?
There is nothing.
Then take this ring. It is his. He will be pleased if you would wear it.
Why, it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Thank you kindly, sir.
Beauty! Where do you think you're going?
To a place where roses grow, and to someone who truly needs me.
Oh, okay, good. We got
I
transported
see you
here.
wear my ring. You willingly agreed to spend your life here with me? Do you know what that means?
No.
Yes, my lord, I do. I have been touched by your story.
Pity alone need not sentence you to endure this face.
Oh, but it is a gentle face, and kind.
You look at me so sweetly and are not repulsed. Oh, by the light of your eyes, my spirit soars.
Whoop.
The enchantment! It is
Whoa.
broken!
Can't get over
I
any
am
of the portraits.
pleased to have served you, my lord. Do you still wish me to stay?
What? Speak not such nonsense, Beauty. Do you think that I learned nothing of true love during my time here?
What?
You are my queen.
This is weird. Oh, nice dress though.
My clothes!
Oh, your
This
hair.
gown!
How well it suits your noble heart.
Alexander, how can I ever repay you?
Uh,
I have nothing to offer except my gratitude. But please, take these old clothes. Perhaps you'll find someone in need during your travels.
You have already repaid me by your example of courage, Beauty. And by your friendship, I hope.
If this Cassima thing doesn't work out,
Prince Alexander. But from a fellow adventurer,
that's such a face.
take some advice. If you find your true love, protect her with your life. Fear all beasts without the redeeming humanity of love. And to aid you, accept my mirror. Now that my life is no longer hung in false shadows, I have no need for it. Give it to someone with nothing to fear from the truth it reveals.
Thank you. I wish you both well.
Come, Beauty. Let me take you home.
Oh, sparkly weasel. Alright, well, that's cool. Anyway, about that falling water.
Alexander fills the hunter's lamp to the brim with the fountain water.
Yeah.
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
We need this. Ah, yes, from now on, this shall be known as Isle of the Dude. Isle of some guy. Actually, I'm interested at the mirror here. What if we use it on ourselves?
Alexander looks in the mirror and sees a handsome, somewhat lonely young man.
Alright. Fair enough.
Beast's mirror consists of a piece of glass set into a decorative frame. The glass is unusually clear, and the image particularly true.
Alright. Well... So we actually can try to end the game
pulls
here.
out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Again, I kind of want to see if Jalo's there. Hold on. Nope.
Hello?
No Jalo. No, it's okay. You can keep stalking the it's fine.
Now.
It's fine. Goodbye. Oh, actually, there is something we can do.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
I've seen somewhere that the Beast's real name in Disney canon is Prince Adam, but I've also seen Disney people say straight up, they're like, we never gave him a name. I don't know who gave him Prince Adam, but that's BS, and we didn't do it. So, I think he just doesn't have one. He's just the prince. But, I got this suspicious man here. What if we played a trick on him? Oh man, the texture's high enough that you can actually see it. It says drink me on it.
Alexander suddenly gets a very sneaky idea.
I like sneaky ideas.
I can't go on anymore. Without Cassima, I'd just rather not live.
Prince Alex, no!
It's true. The Wazir has beaten me.
The wizard.
I give up. Poison is my last resort.
Stop!
Stop.
I am no more.
Oh, what a waste. The poor young fool.
He's dead. He's dead. Wait until Abdul hears. He'll be so pleased.
Okay. Seconds later.
I told you not to pop in like that. You can learn to knock like everybody else. Sorry, Master. I couldn't help myself. I have great news.
Well, what is it?
Prince Alexander is dead. He killed himself in despair over losing Cassima.
What? Are you positive? That young man has proven to be most devious.
I'm pretty
I saw
devious.
the whole thing myself, Master. He was really and truly quite dead.
If what you say is true, it shall be most convenient. You've spent enough time on that little irritant. We must start thinking about the wedding.
Anything, Master. Oh, I do love weddings.
Well, we do want you to look your prettiest, don't we? Now, Shamir Shamazel, to the lamp
Shamir
with you.
Shamazel.
Prepare yourself, as we discussed.
Alexander's heart lurches to life in his chest.
Man, the shopkeeper's really concerned.
Prince Alex, but you were...
Sorry, friend. I was doing a little acting, I'm afraid.
Ah, of course, the strange cloaked man. You are quite clever, and a bit too exciting for an old man.
All right, and now he's fine. That's all. I really thought we got to talk to Jallo one more time.
Hello?
I will. Actually. One more thing I want to do is we have one last gift to give to Cassima.
Alexander holds out the rose, hoping that the bird will deliver it to Cassima. The nightingale takes the rose and heads for the castle once more.
A white rose. How beautiful. It must be from Alexander. How I wish that I could see him with my own eyes, but Abdul will never allow it. He only risks capture by sending me these things, dear to my heart though they are. Fly elsewhere, my pretty friend. Do not endanger Prince Alexander again by taking tokens from his hand.
Oh no!
Forgive me, Alexander, and forget me. I cannot return your love, for fear that I shall never leave this castle again.
Alexander waits in vain for Cassima's nightingale to return, but the bird does not. Could there be something wrong? Or does Cassima simply not welcome his attentions further?
Man, does she like me or does she like me? All right, let's do this. Like all good plans, it involves cross-dressing. But yeah, we're going for it.
A group of serving women approach the castle.
Ah, Wolf. More serving women. The castle staff is certainly busy today.
Aye, Gruff. Get a move on there, wenches. There's plenty of work left to do before the wedding.
Yes, Sergeant Gruff.
Whoa.
Those serving wenches are always late.
What if I were a serving wench? Oh, this convenient
Taking
little hut.
his cue from the serving women he's seen enter the castle, Alexander decides to try a few alterations to make himself more acceptable to the guards. He ducks into the little
tuck.
hut to put on Beauty's clothes.
Zoop.
Feeling a little foolish, Alexander slips Beauty's old slave clothes on over his own. Imagine if Cosima saw him like this.
Yep.
Well, here we go.
It sure is innately funny when a man dresses as a woman. Funny / embarrassing.
You there. Girl, you're late. Get a move on before the Wazir sees you.
Oh no!
Yes.
Crap, I actually did something wrong. Hold up. One more thing. I actually need to trade out my item. I don't need the tinderbox anymore.
Good day.
He's just glad I'm not dead.
Would you mind?
Of course.
Alex,
I need the nightingale.
That mechanic.
Very good, Prince Alex.
Thank you.
That's why you save. Alright. Sorry about the minor
a
repeat.
group of ser-
Alright. For real this time. Alright, we got it. We're
the
in.
castle guards lock the main entrance doors behind Alexander. From the open door comes the clatter of pots and pans, yelled instructions, and other busy kitchen noises.
Girl, don't just stand there. There's a stack of silver almost to the ceiling that needs polishing for the wedding. Get a move on.
Yes. Sure.
Phew. I can't afford to get caught up in that mess. I'd never find Cosima.
Whoop. Alright, cute.
Large urns stand formally near the staircases.
Alright, well, we're in here. So, how about through this door?
Uh-oh. Alexander's walked right into a couple of guard dogs.
Maybe that was a bad idea.
Look, an early guest. Are you on the bride or the groom's side?
The bride?
That's the foreigner the Wazir warned us about. Grab him!
Oh dear.
You'll
Oh no,
stay
we're in
here
jail.
until we find out what the Wazir wants to do with you.
The guard dogs leave Alexander to his fate, locking the door noisily behind them. The sound of running footsteps echoes outside Alexander's cell.
You're right, the sound
What are you
echoes.
doing down here, Shrew? We've already got him locked up. Go back to your post upstairs.
Shrew?
The Wazir wanted to know what all the commotion was about, and I told him about the intruder. He told me to post extra guards on this one.
Extra guards, huh? So be it.
That's the
Just
noise
as
bars make.
Alexander realizes that he has no possible means of escape, he hears the sound of wedding music playing somewhere in the castle.
Oh dear.
Found this dungeon. I'll never be able to stop the wedding now.
Oh, and here's the original portrait, which is kind of funny. 'Tis a noble thing to have a means of escape, and 'tis a far, far better thing to never get caught at all. Alright, so I take it back. There are actually 3 of these scenes in the game. Alright, so the front door is not the best option.
Whoa. Alexander runs right into a guard dog patrol.
Well, this is no good. What are we gonna do?
Alexander walks into the hallway to show the guards the mechanical nightingale.
Excellent.
Alexander walks into the hallway.
Mike, look at this.
Hi. Nice castle.
Cheeky, isn't he? Grab him, Jowls.
Its name is Jowls.
I bet this is the foreigner we were told to look out for.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess this is gonna play out the same. What about the other staircase? Oh, see, now they're going at the same time. Forward at the same time, back at the same time.
Cerebus Collar, I'll be glad when this wedding is over. Bay, I'm getting mighty tired of this patrol. It's wearied me to the bones.
I couldn't agree with you more, Wolf. Who'd have thought we'd ever have to listen to Princess Cassima crying all day long and be ordered to ignore it yet?
Something sticks in my craw about
Be
the
ordered
whole
to ignore it yet.
The Wazir says that the princess is not herself. Says she's half mad with grief over her parents' death. I can see it. The poor mite. But still.
I agree. It seems cruel to lock her up when she's so heartbroken. Let her out in the fresh air, I say. It'll do her a world of good.
Well, she insisted on the morning period, and it's up today. Thank the stars.
Thank the stars.
It's too bad we couldn't find that nightingale of hers. The Wazir says she's been pining for it.
If I had an ounce of luck, I'd have found it weeks ago.
Tell me more about this nightingale.
Not only would it cheer up the princess, but the reward the Wazir's offered for it would make me pretty happy too.
Oh no!
Oh, well, our luck will definitely be out if the Wazir catches us snapping our jaws at our post.
Sorry, Wolf. I'll keep my muzzle shut.
So I think they're just gonna stand there for a second. So I think I can do the plant.
Alexander walks into the hall.
Nope. You did the wrong thing. I'll let this play out.
Hey, who the...
Hello there.
Don't just stand...
Okay. Okay. So they turn around and come back. Alexander, get your head back in here. But now they've turned around. So now we can use the nightingale.
Alexander walks.
Quickly.
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it strategically on the floor of the upstairs hallway. The mechanical song echoes in the corridor. Alexander hears the sound of boots pounding as the guard dogs come to investigate.
Hide. Hide.
Alexander ducks behind the pillar.
Thank you. I'm not sure that's hiding, but whatever.
Look at this, Wolf. A metal bird.
Sure is, Bay. How do you suppose a metal bird got in here?
You got me, but there's something weird about it. Hey, could this be Cassima's nightingale, do you think?
What, you lapdog? The princess's nightingale isn't some tin thing.
How do you know? Have you seen it?
Well, no, but...
I don't know, Bay. Humans can be pretty strange. With their sense of smell, maybe she wouldn't even know it wasn't real. I say we take it downstairs to Captain Saladin. He'll know what to do with it.
What about our post?
Jowls and Mite are in the other hallway. They can handle it for 5 minutes. Think about how happy the princess would be to get her nightingale back.
Oh.
And
There's
then there's
two
that
different
reward
hallways.
money and my missus.
Right, Wolf. Let's go.
Alexander
did
hears
it.
the guard dog's boots clank noisily on the staircase leading down to the grand hall. Alexander takes a closer look at the portrait on the wall.
That's nice.
Kindly smiles light up the faces of the couple in the painting. The man has an intelligent, sensitive look about him, and the woman is quite lovely. Alexander guesses that the man and woman in the painting are none other than King Caliphim and Queen Ilaria, Casima's parents.
Alright, well that's nice. So what about this door?
Alexander finds the hallway door unlocked and slips inside.
This looks nice. There's a chest.
The trunk is locked.
Oh crap. What about this?
Alexander opens the ebony box and looks inside. Alexander can read the piece of... Inside the ebony box is a piece of paper with the word Zebu printed on it. Some old ivory dice have been left in the box.
Ah, Abdul's into D&D.
Finding Casima is no game of chance.
I think we need to get in there.
The trunk is locked.
But I don't know how.
Using that on the trunk will serve no purpose.
What about this?
The wardrobe is full of black cloaks and a rather sour smell.
Gross.
Alexander examines the clothes, but finds nothing of interest.
I don't think I have anything that can unlock that. I guess we leave. What about going in here?
Alexander...
Wait, muffled crying, what?
The door is locked from the inside. There must be somebody in there. A heavy wooden... There's a keyhole in the door. Although the guards have been cleverly dismissed, Alexander still feels it prudent to be as quiet as possible.
I want to...
The door is locked from the door.
We've got to be able to do something, right? I mean, that could be Casima.
The crying is louder here.
Oh.
It seems to be coming from the doorway on the north wall. The door is locked with a heavy padlock. The door... On the north wall of the hallway is a thick wooden door. The doorknob and keyhole are literally buried under a heavy padlock.
Hello? Is there someone in there?
Who's there?
Casima, is that you? It's Alexander.
Alexander, is it really you?
We stopped the
When
pretense
Sing
of being
Sing brought me
quiet.
your ring, I could scarcely believe it. How did you get inside the castle?
Never mind that now, Princess. It isn't important. What can I do to help you? Do you want me to get you out of there? There's a padlock on the door, but I think...
No, please. Don't even think about that. There are guards everywhere, and the Wazir would have you killed if he found you. You shouldn't even risk being outside my door. Please go now, Alexander.
But what about you? I can't just leave you locked up like this.
The only way out for me is to stop the Wazir. See what you can do out there. In the meantime, I should be safe enough. He hasn't harmed me. Yet. Besides, if I can get my hands on something with which to defend myself, pretty sure I'll get a chance to use it. The Wazir feels safe around me. No one else can get that close.
You're so brave, Princess.
I have
But
a name,
it's
you
too
know.
dangerous.
Have you forgotten where we met? What is Abdul compared to Mordak? I'll be fine. Now
That's
go!
fair, actually.
Alexander hesitates.
I'll do as you say. I will find some way to help you, Casima. I swear it.
I believe you, Alexander. Please, be careful.
Speaking of some way to defend yourself, I have this very nice knife.
Cosima, take this small dagger. It's not much, but perhaps it will prove useful to you.
Oh, thank you, Alexander. I'm sure it will help.
Here's a skull.
Alexander would like to do something for Cosima, but there's no way to help her with that.
Isn't though?
The reflection of that object looks just like the item itself.
The reflection of the mirror, do tell. There isn't much I can do in here. And over here should just get us owned, right?
Uh-oh. Company.
Yeah.
Might, look at this!
Hi. Nice castle.
Cheeky, isn't he? Grab him, Jowls. I bet this is the foreigner we were told to look out for. Well, let's lock him up and go tell Saladin. He'll tell us what kind of fish we've caught.
Man, Saladin
Right,
is so
Jowls?
great. I'm sad we didn't get to talk to him all that much since I skipped that scene. What? I think that was Alexander here's wedding music starting.
Uh-oh. So this is where they took the mechanical nightingale.
Look, on the stairs. It's Prince Alexander of Daventry. Guards, get that man.
Oh no! Tony J, no! So actually, I don't do the short path all that often.
You were told to stay away from the castle and leave the items. Why did you break into the castle? And how did you get past my guard dogs at the gate?
Well, I was worried about Cosima and...
Bah, never mind. Your presence here has been forbidden. I'm afraid I'm going to have you thrown in the dungeon. I'll figure out how you got in later. Guards! You'll stay in here until we find out what the Wazir wants to do with you.
The guard dogs leave Alexander to his fate, locking the door noisily behind them. The sound of running footsteps echoes outside Alexander's cell.
What are you doing down here, Shrew? We've already got him locked up. Go back to your post upstairs.
The Wazir wanted to know what all the commotion was about, and I told him about the intruder. He told me to post extra guards on this one.
Extra guards, huh? So be it.
Just as...
Confound this dungeon!
Yeah, we don't really have any means of escape. There's gotta be something that we need to find in here. Aside from a paper with Zebu written on it, like that doesn't me any good.
There's nothing of interest about that part of the small table. The trunk is...
Hack it.
Using that on the trunk will serve no purpose.
Won't it though? Yeah, now if you know what to do, now would be the time to chime in.
What? And burn a perfectly good hand?
Oh, there's soup.
What?
What?
A fire in a small hearth warms the bedroom.
Hearth fire. Is there anything else in this, do you think?
Alexander opens the ebony box and looks inside.
Looks like this.
The brush is old and small. Alexander isn't interested in taking it. Alexander can read the piece of paper without taking it.
Can't hack it open. Oh, I think I missed an inventory item.
Alexander checks behind the portrait.
There we go.
Alexander pulls the nail out of the wall and keeps it.
And throws it on the ground. I threw it on the ground. That's not my dad. That's a cell phone. Anyway. This we can use for
Alexander
lockpicking.
wiggles the nail in the trunk's lock until he hears a click. Alexander opens the trunk.
There we go.
Alexander picks up the most recent letter and examines it. The letter is addressed to Abdul al-Hazred from the wizard Shadrach. It reads, "Greetings to a brother of the Black Cloak. I was sorry to hear of great Mordak's death, though he was a bit of a ninny at chess. It seems the plans for that little kingdom of yours are coming along. I must congratulate you on your handling of the king and queen. Isolating the island so that no protest could develop was another brilliant stroke.
Let me list all the other
It
evil
looks like
things you've
there's not
done.
much left to stand in your way. Do as I recommended with the girl, and you shall have your crown."
That fiend.
Alright. That's good. We got some evidence. Evidence is always good.
Alexander sees nothing of it.
Alright. Well, now we've got some proof, so we can really do something about this. I think.
Uh-oh.
Look!
Alexander hears the guards approaching from the stairs.
Oh shit.
Hey, look, Wolf. The king and queen's portrait fell down.
Shit.
Sorry. I was just looking at it.
Get him, Bay.
Alexander.
Put it back.
The nail would only... Alexander puts... Alexander...
Alright, there. Everything's fine. Everything's totally normal.
If you didn't have the brain of a cat, Wolf, you'd have known that mechanical
Brain of a
nightingale
cat?
wasn't
You shut up.
Kazima's nightingale.
I was all for staying on patrol, but you wanted to show that thing to Saladin.
Well, at least the captain wasn't too mad. He's a good, honest dog, Saladin is.
Yeah. Tony J's the best.
Wish the same could be said for our...
Hush! Do you want to be dazzled, you fool?
Somewhere nearby, a door opens.
Greetings, Shamir, sir.
A petulant voice snaps a response at the guards.
Smack!
The wedding is about to begin. Make sure everything is secure.
Yes, sir.
Footsteps retreat down the hall towards the back hallway. Alexander hears the distant sounds of chains rattling. A door opens. There's a small commotion and a woman's sharp cry.
Oh no!
Kazima!
Gradually,
Shut
the
up.
sounds fade away off to the
The guards
east.
are right there.
All is silent.
If it weren't worked for him being the Wizir's page and all, I'd have something to say about that. Wonder where he's taking her. The wedding's the other way.
You never know with that one. He's always showing up when he shouldn't be and going where he oughtn't. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, you check that out.
The guard dogs seem to have stopped at the back hallway.
Convenient.
From downstairs, Alexander hears the first wafting strains of music. It's beautiful music. It's wedding music.
That is 5 exclamation points.
Alexander looks cautiously around the grand hall, but there are no guard dogs to be seen.
Alright, let's do our thing. I always play my wedding music in a minor key.
The wedding music is coming from behind those 2 large doors.
Prince Alexander, here. The Wizir will have my head for allowing you within a mile of the royal wedding. Since you are of noble birth, I will give you 5 seconds to explain your presence here before killing you. I warn you, it had better be good.
Here, have this conspicuously perfect description of all the evil things
Wait.
the Wazir has
If
done.
you love your princess, you'll hear me out. The Wazir is not what he appears to be. Cosima is in terrible danger. I have proof that this is so. For your princess's sake, you must believe me.
Let me see that.
Saladin reads the letter, his sword point still against Alexander's throat. Alexander watches the guard dog's noble face darken with rage.
Do we get to see that? We do!
This is treason. I'll have his throat. But how do I know this letter is not a forgery? You could have written this yourself.
But I did not. Have you no doubts of your own about Ahazred? Don't you see? All he wants is the crown. Cosima is being coerced. We must stop the wedding.
It is true. I have had my suspicions about the Wizir, especially when King Califim and Queen Alaria died. But I have seen Cosima with him several times. She appears to be quite happy, even enthusiastic.
Lewd.
I don't believe she could love him if he truly were so wicked.
I cannot believe for a moment that she loves that snake.
Well,
A
you're
jilted
kind of
lover
biased.
would not believe
Yeah.
it. But come, see for yourself.
The captain of the guard
What a
leads
sad
Alexander
wedding.
into the throne room, where a ceremony seems to be in progress. Alexander feels his blood run cold at the sight.
I, Cosima, declare Abdul al-Hazred as my lawful and beloved husband and king of this realm.
But, Cosima, what are you saying?
Do you still claim that the princess is being forced? Perhaps it's you that's the danger, as the Wizir has said.
But no.
Alexander approaches the wedding party.
Prince Alexander here?
Look
This is
how,
an
like,
outrage.
sad he looks.
How dare you allow this traitor to get past you, Saladin? You stupid mutt! Can't you even keep the castle free of assassins during your own princess's wedding? Kill him! Kill him now!
Lord Alhazred, with all due respect, you are not quite king yet. And this is a wedding ceremony, not an execution.
What? How dare you contradict me, you flea-bitten mongrel? I gave a direct order. Obey me, or feel my wrath.
Milady, I apologize for my behavior, but I am yours to command in all things. I wanted merely to hear your own wishes from your own lips. Tell me what it is that you wish me to do with this young man, and I will obey.
Why,
Oh no,
Captain,
Sparkly!
You heard my dear Abdul. If he wishes this atrocious young man's death, then I want nothing more than to see him get his wish. Obey thy liege now and always.
The sparkles!
As you wish, princess.
No! But the sparkles! Hold up! The mirror reveals truth.
Look into this mirror, my love, and show us your true heart.
He slowly draws his sword.
That mirror? No!
The lovely image of Cosima suddenly bursts into smoke and is replaced by the Wazir's genie.
Poof!
Shamir, you fool!
Whoa,
It's
character
not my
portrait.
fault, Master. The illusion was broken.
Treason! What have you done with the princess?
This is Death's treason.
Enraged, Saladin and the other guard dogs begin advancing on the Wazir.
Yeah.
You worthless genie! Do something!
Oh no!
Shamir, the Wazir's genie, begins to throw balls of dazzling light at the guard dogs.
I'm sure you guys can handle that.
Alexander, be careful. Al-Hazred has a sword.
Shut up, wench! Shamir Shamazel! Get in here!
Here I am, Master.
It's about time, you bumbling fool! How could you let him follow me?
Well, there were the guard dogs, Master, and then...
Never mind! Just kill him! Kill him now!
As you wish, Master.
No, he's powering up.
Razzle, snap, and snazzle.
Alright, we really don't have any good options here, but we do have this mint leaf. Oh no.
Look what I have here, my friend. Peppermint. Nice, fresh peppermint.
Razzle, dazzle.
Forget the stupid peppermint. Don't you dare even think about it.
Mint.
Mint!
Oh no, not now! Do something! Shamir Shamazel! Kill him!
Send a small, a ball of light to frazzle.
Dazzle Ball goes wild.
The Dazzle Ball? That doesn't sound very intimidating.
Oh.
Oh no!
You killed my genie. You idiot! Don't you know how valuable he was? You fool! I'll kill you myself for that outrage.
So shall it be, Al-Hazred. I'm ready.
Are you? Because we don't really have anything that qualifies as a weapon. We have a scythe, I guess.
That clumsy scythe would be no match for Al-Hazred's sword.
Whoop.
Alexander, no!
Wait, was that just Graham's scream from the previous game?
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Touché. Alexander should have been on guard.
I hope I didn't save too late.
Inspiration. Alexander fixes
Inspiration.
upon the only weapon in sight.
Zounds! This sword must weigh a ton.
Good. Then you shall only fail sooner, my prince.
Let's do this.
So, the mouse would bite?
This mouse shall bite, as you shall soon see. Or should I say, soon feel?
Ha! You can barely lift that sword, my prince. Better to lay it down now. I promise to dispatch you with little pain.
A tempting offer, but I think I'll wait and see what this sword can do.
Suit yourself.
This Battle Snark is about a C+, B-. Punching, though. That's pretty good. This is all rotoscoped, by the way. Which is excellent. Punching. Do you like the punching? Oh! Casima's got this.
Alexander's arms start to tremble under the effort of wielding the huge sword. His muscles are nearing exhaustion.
Jumping.
And so it ends.
Not if I can help it, you murderer!
Cosima thrusts the small dagger into Alhazred's shoulder with all her might.
Ah! You dare raise a finger to me? You will regret that, princess.
Oh, whoops.
But I forget. I stalk a kitten and turn my back to a lion. It wouldn't do to let you gather your strength again, my prince.
Alhazred finishes off Alexander with one swipe of his sword.
Sorry, I missed the cue. That is definitely Graham's scream from King's Quest V. Which is our own version of the Wilhelm scream, I guess.
Alexander! No!
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Yes, sorry about that.
Touché.
Fight game.
Zounds! This sword...
So, the mouse would bite.
So we can see Cosima fumbling with the her bonds here. And if she didn't have a dagger, she'd kind of be ruined. Because she has a dagger, she gets free. Time to save the day. Punching. Yeah, she's got this.
Alexander's arms start to tremble under the effort of wielding the huge sword. Cosima thrusts.
Ah! You!
There.
That would serve no purpose.
Oh, come on. There.
Cosima! Are you all right?
I'm fine, Alexander. I was just so afraid for you.
There's no need to fear anymore, Princess.
Yes, I know. How can I ever repay you? For myself? For my kingdom?
It was not in me to let harm come to you. Can you find it in you, Princess, to give me more than your gratitude?
Alexander, what are you saying?
That's a good question.
I love you, Cosima. Would you ever consider... Do you think you could... marry me?
This
Could
is
you
a little
ever
fast.
have doubted it, my prince?
Oh, alright. Yeah, like they had actual actors dress up in these goofy outfits and smooch each other. That's real. These outfits existed. Also, I think the guy had a doofy ponytail.
Oh! Guards!
Princess Cosima, are you well?
I'm quite well, thank you. Please take Abdul and put him in the dungeon. See to it that he gets a doctor.
Yes, Majesty.
Yeah. He's more a nice person. I guess we're all right. 1 week later, that's all it took.
Cosima and Alexander ask Captain Saladin to perform their wedding ceremony. Saladin is honored to do so.
All right.
On this historical day of great joy in the land of the Green Isles, we witness the union of Cosima, beloved princess of this realm, and Alexander, Prince of Daventry. Do you, Prince Alexander of Daventry, take Princess Cosima to be your wife, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Aw.
And do you, Princess Cosima of the land of the Green Isles, take Prince Alexander to be your husband, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Do you have a ring?
I have Alexander's royal insignia ring.
I did give that to him. Her.
Very good.
Sorry.
Please place the ring on Cosima's finger.
Zoop.
Who gives this bride to be wed?
That would be me. In the name of King Calathon, beloved friend, I give his daughter Cosima
Well,
in wedlock.
at least Jalo's here.
Thank you,
I
Jalo.
guess.
Since
if
the
we hadn't
groom has
befriended
no family
him.
present, I will speak on his behalf. Alexander, your union with this woman is sanctioned and recognized in the eyes of the community.
Thank you, Saladin.
Then, Alexander and Cosima, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
This is the most empty and depressing wedding.
Hooray! Hooray!
But those 2 guard dogs are really into it. Alright.
Excuse my interrupting your joy, but I have an important question for the new bride and groom.
What is it, Saladin?
Alexander, Alhazred hurt this little kingdom nearly to the point of destroying all that we stand for. But you are true and good, and have proven yourself to all the people.
I have.
Thank you, Captain.
King Caliphim and Queen Ilaria are gone, and can never be restored. Alhazred has, thankfully, been banished. But we are leaderless. I believe you too can heal this small kingdom from all the damage that Alhazred has inflicted upon it. Will you too, Alexander and Cosima, consider becoming the ruling king and queen?
Why,
We
I'm
don't really
honored.
have anyone else.
what do you think, Cosima?
I
Links are
love my
fun.
homeland, Alexander. I would be happy to stay and serve it all my days.
I wish my father were here so that I could ask his advice. I will miss him, and my mother and sister, and Daventry.
That
but
I'll
I
nev-
love, and I do feel at home here. Somehow this land and I seem to suit each other. I don't know what kind of king I'll make, but I accept.
Oh, Alexander, I'm so happy. If only my parents could have been alive to see this day, my joy would be complete.
If only my parents
I'm
were
sorry
alive.
I could not spare you that grief, beloved.
If
King
only, like, the
Alexander,
islands
there
weren't
is a
torn
long
apart
road
by
ahead.
strife.
The ferry must be repaired before we can reunite the islands.
If only the ferry weren't
Unfortunately,
ruined.
the islands are still feuding. It will take some time and great diplomacy to convince them to reunite and stop fighting each other.
If only we had any
Yes,
idea why that
Alexander.
was.
We will have to try to discover how Alhazred managed to make them hate each other so that we can undo what he has done.
Now let us celebrate our good fortune. The evil that has plagued this land is done, and a new reign begins. Long live King Alexander and Queen Cosima.
Long live King Alexander! Long live Queen Cosima! Long live the land of the Green Isles! Hooray!
The 2 guard dogs are really into it, yo.
Hooray!
Yes. Alright, I have to skip out of this because we're not getting the credits until we've earned it. Okay. So here's the deal. That's that's an ending. It's pretty bad. It's like basically the entire ending is just people saying, "Man, it sure sucks that you didn't do any of the rest of the plot." Yeah, except that it didn't sound like Jalo. I don't think Jalo was one of those voices. So Jalo was silent, and those two guard dogs were like 5 people. But but yeah, so that is the short path through the castle. It is the bad end. I mean, it's all right. You still get the girl, I guess. But which I hate, by the way. But I mean, no, like that was she had agency and she did stuff. She's pretty cool. Casima's rad. But but yeah, that path is bad and we didn't cast any magic. The okay end. Yeah. So next time I will show you the actual the actual ending of the game, basically. And it gets cooler from here, really. It'll be great.